Okay, so next let us discuss triple integration. So triple integration is similar to double integration, but here instead of 2 variables, you now have 3 variables. So suppose your question is this one. You have to integrate from minus c to c, from minus b to b, and from minus a to a of the function x square plus y square plus z square dx, dy, dz. So this question is given to you. You have to solve this one. So how do you start? You firstly have to identify first of all these limits, they are constant. So you could solve these in any order. It does not matter, provided this function is a continuous function. If that is so, there is no problem in which order you solve. But obviously, these limits, they are for this variable x, these limits are of variable y, and these limits correspond to the variable z. So that means you have z is equal to minus c to c, you have y is equal to minus b to b, and you have x is equal to minus a to a of the function x square plus y square plus z square dx, dy, dz. Now, for solving this integral, what you have to do? You have to firstly perform this integration with respect to x. So that means here you will assume y and z both to be constants. So when you assume these to be constants, so the integration of x square would be x cube by 3. The integration of y square plus z square, because they are constant, so it would be y square plus z square as such into x. And the limits of x, they varying from minus a to a, dy, dz as such, and then the limits of integration, y varying from minus b to b and z varying from minus c to c would be as such. So this quantity becomes a cube by 3 plus a into y square plus z square, and from minus a it would be minus a cube by 3, and then it would be minus 1. So here, because this is an even function, so the integration would simply be 2 times that of 0 to 1. So we have 2 times integration from 0 to a. So the limits here would simply be a cube by 3 plus a y square plus z square dy, dx. So we have dy, dz, and here we have 2. Okay. So now we have to perform the integration with respect to y. With respect to y, what would be the integration? It would be equivalent to, again, 4 times, because in y this function is a even function, right? So that means it will become 2 times integration from 0 to b of the function with respect to y, and you have a cube by 3 plus ay square plus az square dy, dz. So now this is equal to 4 times integration z varying from minus c to c, and here you can substitute the values of, you can integrate with respect to y, so it would be a cube by 3 as such constant into y plus a y cube by 3 plus a y z square, and the limits of y varying from 0 to b, and then dz. So this quantity, this is equivalent to 4 into integration minus z to minus c, z varying from minus c to c, and then a cube b by 3 plus a b cube by 3 plus a b z square, and then the integration with respect to z. So because this is also an even function, so its integration would be 8 and limits varying from 0 to c. Now here when you perform this integration, first of all, these quantities, they are constant and we can take out a, b common. So we have a square by 3 plus b square by 3 plus z square dz. Now its integration would be equal to 8ab outside, and then you have a square by 3 plus b square by 3 into z plus z cube by 3. And the limits of integration, they are z varying from 0 to c. So this quantity, this becomes 8ab into a square by 3 c plus b square c by 3 plus c cube by 3. So when you simplify this, your final answer would be 8 upon 3 a b c into a square plus b square plus c square. So this is how you perform the integration of whenever your limits are constants, right? And in the second case, whenever your limits of integration, they are non-constants, so that means the limits are variable in nature. In that case, let us see one question. So in this question, we have to solve this. Integrate from 0 to a, from 0 to x, and from 0 to x plus y of e to the power x plus y plus z dz dy dx. Now the order of integration in this case is important because these are the limits corresponding to z, these are the limits corresponding to y, and these are the limits corresponding to x. Okay, so for the solution part, we will first solve it with respect to z. So it would be integration x varying from 0 to a, y varying from 0 to x, and when you solve this integration with respect to z, your answer would be e to the power x plus y plus z divided by the coefficient of z, that is equal to 1. And the limits of z, they varying from 0 to x plus y dy dx. So this thing is equivalent to integration 0 to a, y varying from 0 to x, e to the power 2x plus y minus, when you substitute 0, you will have e to the power x plus y here, and then you have dy dx. So now you can solve the integration with respect to y. So in both the terms we have y, so it would be equal to integration x varying from 0 to a. In the first case, it would be 2 e to the power x plus y divided by 2. In the second case, it would be e to the power x plus y. And then here the limits of integration, they goes from 0 to x dx. So when you solve, substitute these limits, you will have e to the power 2 instead of x, instead of y, we will be first writing x, so it would be 2x by 2, and then here we will have 2x, and instead of y we will be writing 0, so this would be minus of e to the power 2x minus e to the power x by 2 into dx. So this is what you have. So we can simplify this first, x varying from 0 to a, and then e to the power 4x by 2. Now here we have minus e to the power 2x minus e to the power 2x by 2. So this is equal to minus 3 by 2 e to the power 2x, and then we have plus e to the power x and then dx. So now we have to solve this integration with respect to x. So this is very simple. E to the power 4x divided by 8 minus 3 by 2 e to the power 2x divided by 2, and then plus e to the power x, and the limits of x, they varying from 0 to a. So your final answer would be in terms of a. So when you substitute in place of x a, you will have e to the power 4a divided by 8 minus 3 by 4 e to the power 2a plus e to the power a. So this is the upper limit, and the lower limit would be when you substitute in place of x the variable value 0. So it would be e to the power 0 by 8, so that is 1 by 8. And then in place of x 0, e to the power 0 is 1, so we have minus 3 by 4. In place of x, when you substitute 0, you have 1 here. So finally, when you solve and simplify this, your final answer would be 1 by 8 e to the power 4a minus 3 by 4 e to the power 2a plus e to the power a minus 3 by 8. So this is the answer to the question.